Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been another long minute since I've recorded something, but I wanted to just do a casual get ready with me. My husband and I are going to have lunch later today, I guess lunch dinner. Anyway, so I have some new products to me that I wanted to test out with you guys. I have the new ABH Norvina palette. I believe this is the Norvina 5. Yeah, the Norvina 5 palette that has all these pretty purples in here. And then I have the new Laura Mercier. This is the Rose Glow highlighter, so I'm going to be trying that. And then I also have a new concealer from Lancome, which is the Tint All Dual Ultra Wear Concealer. So I'm going to be using that with all of you. So yeah. Oh, and then also, spoiler alert, a new favorite mascara from Wayne Goss. I will be using this for sure. So if you are interested in seeing what look I come up with, I guess, just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to skip the primer for today. All I did was use sunscreen. So what I did was use the Umbra tint from Drunk Elephant and the new Rosy Drops. I just mixed these and used this as my primer. This is the mini size. I have a full size, but I just have this one here in front of me, so I show it to you all. And then these are the new Rosy Drops. So I explained on my Instagram, if you are following me on there, that I tried this as a cream blush the other day and it really didn't do much. To me, it's more of like a kind of like a rosy sheen that it leaves on the skin. So if you are planning to use this as a cream blush and you're around my skin tone, I wouldn't say that you can necessarily use it that way. It's not even like a flush of color, if you will. It's literally just like a sheen. So I don't think I would repurchase this. I really don't know what I would be using it for, mainly just to mix in with my moisturizer or my sunscreen. So yeah, so just wanted to let you guys know how I feel about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just prime my eyes. So this is the NARS Pro Prime. This is just like the travel size that I keep in my makeup bag. I've been trying other eyeshadow primers and this is the only one that I really like. I had the full size, but I finished it and then I just kind of decided to try other ones and I still go back to this one. And if you hear a motorcycle in the background, my apologies. It's the neighbors. They've been going up and down the street all day on a motorcycle for no reason at all. So so now that I've primed my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit for a little bit, and I'm just going to use the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow highlighter. This is in the shade Cosmic Rose. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, I use this like every single time I do my makeup. I feel like this is one of those highlighters that really does show up underneath your foundation. So I like to just apply this where I would apply like my highlighter, like any kind of powdered highlighter. And then I am going to use, let me see, so I've been using my Chikuhodo GSN 06. It's like a flat paddle brush. And I'm just going to blend that into the skin. So I wouldn't say this highlighter really has like any like glitter or like chunks of shimmer in it. It really is just a glow. And it looks very, very natural. And it is very subtle too, but I feel like when you put it on top of your makeup, it looks even better. Like if you put it underneath and then you apply your foundation and all, you know, your bronzer, blush, everything, and then you apply this, it just looks so healthy and beautiful on the skin, like a nice lit from within kind of a glow. But if you want something that's like beaming from outer space kind of a glow, this is not what that is. So just keep that in mind. So for foundation, I've been hooked on this Laura Mercier. This is the oil-free tinted moisturizer because it's been so hot out. I've been trying not to wear all of my glowy foundations, even though I still do. But this doesn't make me like super matte, but it still helps to keep like my skin not so shiny. I forgot to blend my nose out. And it keeps me matter like throughout the day without making my skin look dry or anything like that. But I'm gonna try and not use that. So what I'm going to use is my XO Beauty foundation. I have this in the shade 290. This is the High Fidelity Semi Satin Foundation. So this is more on the glowy side. It's definitely a satin foundation, which I love. So this isn't as glowy as like other foundations that I have. And I think mine is leaking or something because the cap is always so messy. So here's what it looks like, and this does have a satin finish to it. I already said that, I'm sorry. It has a like a good light medium coverage. I applied too much. So my skin has been like fairly cooperating with me lately, so I don't need to apply too much. I don't have like too much to cover. And I'm using now the Sonia G, this is the Jumbo base from her Fusion series, which is amazing. By the time this video goes up, I'm not sure if she would have restocked, but she is restocking these soon. This was the first brush that I wanted from that line, and it sold out like right away. So at that point, I kind of panicked and I just bought the whole set. And I'm glad I did. I use every single brush and I love every single brush. If you use creams a lot, you definitely need to check them out. Alright, so there is one coat. I'm gonna wipe the excess off my hand here. Alright, so now I'm going to do my brows. So this has not changed. I always go in with a powder and then a pencil. So this is the Kat Von D's Brow Struck powder in the shade Medium Brown. So I like to fill in my brows with powder just because they are so sparse. And filling them in with a pencil is just like not enough and it'll take me forever. But for like minimal makeup days, I usually just use a powder and I'm done. But I go in with a pencil afterwards to go ahead and like define everything. But again, that's just when I like wear a full face of makeup like I'll be doing today. There's that, and then I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Medium Brown. Just gonna come through a little bit. So I just define like the perimeter of my brows. And then fill in any sparse spots. Like that. And I'm not really one to use like brow gel or, you know, anything like that. I just don't have a lot of eyebrows, so I don't have a lot to really like control where I need them to like stay put. They usually stay put on their own, so I usually just leave it like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the eyes. I don't know what is happening right here. I have like some pilling up from my sunscreen, I think. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the Norvina palette. So I did use this once before, the other day when I went to Disneyland, and it was so easy to work with. The shades in here are beautiful, but you definitely have to be a purple lover. So here is what she looks like. Huge, and it is heavy. But they are really, really pretty. And the shades, the pans in here are pretty big too. So let's see what I'm going to use today. Maybe I'm going to focus on these bottom shades down here. So the lightest shades in this palette, like for your transition shades, this is going to be really hard. So it would be the shade A4 up here. You can see A4, and then down here this shade that would be E4. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with A4 in my crease, which is the very top shade. It's like a mauve-y, like a pale mauve kind of a shade. And I'm using a Morphe M330. So this one doesn't really show up on me too much. Kind of have to build it up. And there's a little bit of fallout with the mattes. Like they're a little bit powdery, like there's kick up in the pan, but it's not a big deal. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. Okay, there we are. So I'm gonna keep building up that color a little bit. Again, this is a shade A4. Just want to do like a soft kind of a look. Okay, so I'll leave it like that. And now, what should I go in with? So let's go ahead and use this. I'm stuck between either this shade up here or this shade down here. You know what, let's use the shade up here called A3. And I'm just gonna use my finger. So this is what it looks like. Very pretty. That's pretty. It's like a lilac-y shimmer. Sorry, I'm like not even in focus. So that's a pretty shade. It's really pretty. It's really soft, but like wearable. It's not a very, very like intense purple. It's definitely more on the lavender, like lilac side. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the outer corners. So I'm gonna use this, well, which brush should I use? I'm gonna use this Chikuhodo RS2 brush. It's like a flat paddle brush. And let's see, I'm gonna use this shade E2. I haven't used this one yet. I'm just gonna put that on the outer B. Ooh, that's pretty. So this is definitely more of a pinky purple. How pretty that shade is. And these mattes have given me no issues. They blend out well. I don't notice much like fallout when I apply them. Sorry, I'm like not even focused. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just get another, the same fluffy, well actually no, I'm gonna use this other brush. I'm gonna use this Refer R16, I'm sorry, this Refer 16, I don't know why I said R, maybe because Refer, and go back into, well should I? I'm gonna use the shade A5, it's so pretty, right here. It's a little deeper, but it's so pretty. And I'm just gonna go along the outer edge and blend in. And I am using a very light hand. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with that shimmer shade A3 and just gonna add a little bit more because we kind of lost it a little bit while we were putting the mats on. Okay. So I think we're good now. All right, so let me go ahead and put some mascara on. So I'm gonna use the new Wayne Goss, the waterproof mascara. It's in the shade Black. It only comes in one shade, and I've used this, probably 4 times now, and I love it. It is the perfect like length of a wand for getting in your inner corners, and it has like those rubber bristles, and it does such a good job of separating your lashes. You can build up on it nicely, it doesn't get clumpy, and it really does hold a curl all day. I only wear waterproof mascara because my lashes are so straight, but even with other brands, they tend to still fall like throughout the day, but with this one, it really holds my curl all day long. What else? Like I said, it builds up on itself nicely, it doesn't get clumpy, and it separates and it lengthens. It's great. I love it. I will continue to repurchase it when I finish it. So I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes now. So this is the Surratt lash curler. I usually do this, you know, off camera, but I just wanted to show you all the mascara. Sorry, this is like I know some people are a little iffy when it comes to watching people curl their lashes or like put on like tight lining on their waterline. So I like to curl from the base and then just work my way up so I have like a full curl. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the mascara, and then I like to start at the base and then wiggle up. And try not to get mascara on my eyeshadow. Okay, so that is one coat. Oh, I didn't even curl the other side. Well, I'll finish this eye and then do the other one. Love it. So let me go ahead and do the other eye and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are with both eyes done. I still need to do like my bottom lash line, but just wanted to show you all how the mascara is looking on my lashes. Okay, so let me zoom you guys out so we can continue doing the rest of the face. Alrighty, so for bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and use the Vive. This is the Modern Bronzer Duo in the shade Tan. So this packaging is so pretty. It's a little fingerprinty, but it's very, very pretty. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So let me swatch this shade and this shade for you so you can see what they look like. So it's a little neutral, a little warm, on the neutral warm side. I have used this before and it is a beautiful formula. It's very silky, smooth. Let's see, what brush am I going to use? You definitely need to use something a little bit softer because the powder is very silky, and using something with like denser bristles, something like this, like, well, I feel like it'll cause a lot of kick up. So I want to use something softer. If I could find something without dropping everything. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to use this Chikuhodo brush. This is the FO3. So this is like a fluffy brush. It's natural hair. And I'm going to start with the more neutral one first. And kind of just focus this on the hollows of my cheekbones. And it is pigmented, so you don't need to dip in too much. So this is more like the contouring shade of this duo. And now I'm going to use the bronzer, and well, I mean they're both bronzers, but I'm going to use the more warmer side to bronze up the rest of the face. Do the forehead. A little bit more. And I'd say this is matte, but it's more like a satin. I don't feel like it's too matte. Like there's a little bit of a sheen. Okay, so for blush, I think I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath Flirtatious blush if I can find it. I want something, you know, a little more subdued since our eyes are the main focus. If I can just find it. So let's see, here it is. Here is the blush. This is what it looks like. It's like a mauvey pink, I feel. It's more on the cool tone side. And then, let's see, I'm going to use my favorite blush brush by Sonia G. This is the Soft Cheek. And I realize that we haven't done the lower lash line yet, so need to do that. So this is like, I think the lightest blush that she came out with. It does work on my skin tone, but I do have to build it up. But for this look, it's like pretty much what I was going for. So, I mean, you can still see it, but I have to build it up. The formula of these blushes are so good. Desert Orchid is like probably like that blush where if you get stuck on a deserted island and you can only bring one blush with you, that would be it. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish up my lower lash line. So let's see, I'm gonna go back into the Norvina palette and let's see what we got here, if I can open it. This shade looks really, really fun. This shade B3 right here. The light is kind of washing it out, but it's really vibrant. And I'm gonna grab a small like pencil brush. So this is the Wayne Goss 07 brush. It has a little tiny little like pencil, little tapered tip. Whoa, that's really pigmented. Hope you guys can see that. Sorry, I totally just blocked you guys while I was doing that. Okay. And then I'm going to mix in a little bit of this shade D4 and just do that like on the outer edge. Okay, so let me put on some mascara and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So my kids are up now, so if you hear them in the background, that's what's going on. But I was looking in the mirror and realized that my under eyes looked so dark, and I was like, I totally forgot to put concealer on. So let's do that. So I'm using the new Taintel Dual Lancome mascara. This is the all over concealer in the shade Bisque 350? Bisque C. That's all that it says. Let me see on the box. Bisque, yeah, 350C. So I guess this is more on the cooler side. I'm not sure. But I have used this already and I really do like it. So this is what the applicator looks like. It's like a huge doe foot. Since this is like an all over concealer, I guess that's why it's so big. So you can use it all over the face if you want. And then it has this little emblem here on the top, if it focuses, little flowers. So this is a little bit peachy on me. It has great coverage, like medium to full. It's hydrating, it doesn't crease on me. It has like a satin finish, so it looks really, really pretty on the skin, and it lasts for a good amount of time too. So I'm just gonna put a little bit because I did all my makeup already and I don't want to ruin it. So I'm going to have to be very careful. So I'm going to use a more like precise brush to blend it out. Usually I use something a lot bigger so I could just blend it out quickly. But since I have all my other makeup on already, I just need to be a little bit more precise. So this is the Sonia G Soft Concealer Brush. This is again from her Fusion series. And it is definitely for more like, you know, spot concealing. So I'm just probably gonna have to touch up my, oh sorry, I'm like out of focus again. I'm gonna have to touch up my shadow on my lower lash line. And this brush is very soft, it doesn't poke, which is so annoying when it comes to concealer brushes. I use brushes for like everything. Like I'm not one to use a like beauty sponge, which I do love the finish, but I just don't always want to get up and wet a sponge, so I use brushes. So that is what it looks like. I mean, it's super beautiful. Okay. So we're gonna leave it like that. And let me just go ahead and touch up a little bit on my lower lash line again. Oh, let me see. This palette is so huge. Okay. So I'm grabbing that shade B3 again. I'm just gonna... Sorry, I'm like out of focus like throughout the whole video. So for my lower lash line, I did use the Pat McGrath Dark Star mascara. And then I added a little bit of eyeliner from Fenty Beauty, which is called Moon Dust, I believe. It's like a taupey purpley kind of a shade. So that is that. Let me set my face a little bit. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade 2 Medium. And let's see, I'm just going to grab a big fluffy brush. This is from Chico Hodo. This is the GSN 3. This is a beautiful powder. It's very lightweight. Helps to mattify, but it doesn't make your skin look flat. And since it is a hot day, I have to set my face. Normally I wouldn't. Alright, so let's move on to highlighter. So I'm going to use the new Laura Mercier Rose Glow highlighter. This is supposed to adjust to your pH level and like adjust to your skin tone, so I guess it looks different on everyone. And then I'm using the Wayne Goss Artiste brush, I believe they're called. This is the medium. I love this for highlighter. It's like the only brush that I use. So it is very like glowy, like lit from within. There's no like shimmer or glitter in this. And I mean, Laura Mercier makes really like beautiful, like more subdued kind of products. And their powders are really pretty. So, oh, and I have a freaking hair right there. So yeah, this is really, really pretty. Absorbs into the skin really easily. Well, absorbs, I mean it looks seamless on the skin is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. Uh-oh. I'm gonna use the Milk Hydro Grip setting spray. You have to shake this up. Oh, that feels so good right now. Okay, so yeah, you can hear all my kids in the background, but this is the Dior Forever Liquid Lipstick in the shade 100. I have this like in a mini size of the actual like lipstick bullet, and I love the shade. It's like a My Lips But Better shade. So I decided to get the liquid version. And it's a really pretty shade. So this is what the applicator looks like. It's like a teardrop. It looks like a moussey kind of consistency. Let me swatch it for you all. Not the greatest swatch, but this is what it looks like. So it's like a pinky nude. This does not feel like your traditional liquid lipstick. It's definitely like a moussey consistency. Okay, so we are done. So this is the completed look. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. Everything performed really well. I love the eyeshadow. I love the purple, the shimmers. Everything looks really pretty. The highlighter looks really, really nice on the skin. It doesn't look like too icy on me. It just looks really... It's a little bit more cool toned. And it has a slight, like a slight pinky undertone to it. And then the lipstick is just a really pretty nude to go with this look. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any of the products that I used today, please leave a comment below. But other than that, that does it for me. Thank you for hanging out with me. Again, it's been a while since I filmed, so I appreciate you coming back to check out my video. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you know when I am uploading, which has been happening not so often, but that way you don't miss when I upload. But yeah, that does it for me. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye guys.